Good morning. I'm up at One Tree Hill in the Dandenong Ranges. I'm going to go for a walk I've never done before. It's going to go to a place called Griffith Falls, which I've never been to. I'm assuming they're going to be a little underwhelming, otherwise they probably would have popped up on my radar before this. This walk is going to come, well, probably around 10 k's, I'm guessing, maybe a touch over. And there's a fair bit of climbing, maybe over 500 metres climbing in it. So it looks like a solid little stroll. I found it on AllTrails. It's not written up in any guidebooks that I know of. So yeah, I'll spin the camera around and get walking, hey? So the sooner I get on with this walk, the better, because the weather this afternoon is not meant to be the best. In fact, it's meant to be raining now. So the walk on AllTrails actually starts at the low point, but One Tree Hill's obviously the high point. The advantage of starting here is just heaps of car parking. Whereas down at the low point, I don't think there's any car parking, from what I can tell by looking at the map. All right, I'll get on with it. I'll catch you soon. So I'm going to touch the suburbs every now and then on this walk. I'm heading along Ramu track down here, I think. So there's no real views from One Tree Hill. It's a bit like there's more than one tree, put it that way. But I'm getting some glimpses of the suburbs and the bay from Ramu track. Okay, swinging right onto Outlook track. He looks well fed. It's going to be paint by numbers, this walk. A little bit. And I'm thinking it'll be mostly these kind of closed management tracks, I'm guessing. That's all good. It makes a walk where I can take my eyes off the ground for a while and look at the view. So these first few tracks are kind of circumnavigating One Tree Hill. That's the summit up there where I'm parked, somewhere up the top there. Okay, so if I wanted to get straight back up to One Tree Hill, I'd go down there. However, I'm dropping down here, which I think is still Outlook track. Alright, I've dropped a fair bit. I'm leaving Outlook track here, turning right onto Brook track. From what I can see, there's no name on this one. Well, there's no signpost. Alright, so my downhill run was going to continue though. Well, the rain has caught me. I'm only about 2 k's into it. But anyway, it's not heavy enough to pull on a jacket yet. I think it's only a matter of time though. So I'm still tracking down to Brook track. There's a few decent views. The forest is a bit lighter along here. So I'm just about to hit the mountain highway. I've got about, I don't know, it looks like about 50 metres, 100 metres along here, which will probably be a little dodgy. And then I'll be in the bush again. Okay, I don't know if you can see the 70 sign down there. So this is the section, it's probably the dodgiest. I walked up the hill to here. And now I'm dropping off the side again. So I'm dropping fairly steeply down this bit. This is so I'm kind of got I'm not sure what suburb this is. Kilsyth, maybe, I don't know. So this is where the side track is to this Griffith Falls down here. I think. But yeah, this has been the steepest bit of the walk so far, that's for sure. Okay, so I've picked up this unsignposted walking track or pad that's heading up towards Griffith Falls. I'm not sure if this is an official Parks Victoria walk or not, or it's just something that the locals have discovered. We'll see how we go. It could be a bit leachy today too with the rain. Okay, I'm still tracking upstream on this track. At least there's a little bit of water, so maybe the falls might be okay. You never know. So the walk up to this Griffith Falls has gone from fairly mild to fairly wild. I'm glad it's not really raining at the moment, because I would have got pretty well soaked coming up through this track. So I'm heading over to New Zealand soon to walk the dusky track. I probably should just walk out and back on this one a few times to get a bit of practice, because I think this is fairly good practice for the dusky. This video could actually show up online after I walk the dusky. I'm not sure how it'll go on YouTube. One thing I won't have on the dusky is cockatoos screeching in the trees. I wonder if that's Griffith Falls. Okay, this is Griffith Falls, I think. It's actually not too bad. Okay, that little detour to Griffith Falls was worthwhile, although it is rough, like, you know, fairly rough, like very rough, and slippery too. So don't come up here if you're not comfortable on steep, slippery ground. I haven't checked for leeches yet, but they're a chance. All right, I'm going to put the camera away because I've got to get down here without going arse over. Yeah, Kookaburra's laughing at me. I'm almost back on the kind of management track section of the walk, I think. Yeah, here we are, running along the back of the houses. Well, that was a bit of an adventure. Alright, the other thing, I'm pretty well at the bottom of the walk now, I think. I've got to start climbing soon. I'll have a look at the map and see where the low point is. Okay, so this is pretty much the low point. I'm going to leave this track here and climb this unnamed informal track. Looks like the mountain bike guys have pushed this one through, I guess. I think I'm climbing up to pick up another management road that contours a bit higher. Okay, I've been climbing fairly steeply for 10 minutes. And I've reached that four-wheel drive track that I waffled on about. And now I'll follow this for a while. Looks like you're going to need a map for this walk because, yeah, there's been a lot of trails that aren't signposted. Yeah, the rain's getting a little bit more insistent now, unfortunately. I'll give it another 5 minutes and it might be time to pull on the wet weather gear. Ironically enough, just as I'm about to start the real climbing. So I'll sweat my ass off, no doubt. So that'd be Melbourne. That one in the trees would be Box Hill, I think. And I'm heading down there for a bit longer. So I'm kind of walking along the outskirts of the suburbs again. So this is the spot the AllTrails walk starts at, but really, there's not really anywhere to park your car here. This little layoff on the left here is for that water tank, for that firefighting tank. And this one here is where I'm going, I think, is I've got a gate that has to be kept clear. So I still reckon One Tree Hill is the best option to start this one. Alright, I've got a fairly substantial climb in front of me now. So, crossing the mountain highway again. A little bit more climbing, then it'll even out for a little while. Okay, paint by numbers walk continues. I'm swinging onto Helen track here. Looks like I've been climbing Hilton track. So that was probably the steepest sustained climb of the walk. There's still a fair bit more climbing to go, but I don't think it's quite as steep. It wasn't too bad though. So Helen track's actually very nice. Some decent trees, some massive ferns. Okay, looks like I'm on Edith's track now. Well, this is slightly depressing. I'm going downhill. Still got a fair bit of climbing to go. Okay, paint by numbers continues. Dandenong track. All right, that's the mountain highway down there again. I think this is the start of the last climb up to One Tree Hill. So I swing left down here, across this gully and start climbing. Okay, this is riveting video. So I'm swinging onto Dobson track. Looks like I've been on Alpine track. Probably picked that up back down near the mountain highway before, I guess. I got about maybe half hour of climbing left to go to get back up to One Tree Hill, I guess. It's actually been very, very pleasant walking, this walk. It's been interesting too, because I've never been in this section of Dandenong Ranges National Park. Okay, Tyson track, or Tyson's track. I think I pretty well follow this one back to the top of One Tree Hill now. Certainly got the heart pump on this one. And that, snaking up the hill in front of me, is the sting in the tail. However, I'm pretty sure it's also the last climb. Okay, I'm at the top of that climb. That was a steep little pinch. So this is One Tree Hill. And I'm back. Looks like someone doing a TikTok video over there. Okay, I'm back. That was a good walk. I'd never been in that part of the park before, so it was interesting to check it out. I mean, I've been to One Tree Hill and I've been down the first bit, but I hadn't been down kind of where those falls were, or up the way I came up. So yeah, interesting. And the forest was pretty good for the most part. It got close to the houses, a few weeds, but most of it was pretty good. Like, the track itself, you're going to need a map, and the only one I know of is AllTrails. So you can obviously go on my profile for my exact walk. It is on AllTrails though if you hunt it up, but it doesn't go to the waterfall. It's part of this loop anyway. All right, that walk came to about 11.2 k's and about at the moment it's on 200 metres climbing, but once that goes through the software, it'll be way, way more than that. So we'll see what the slide says at the end, eh? All right, take it easy. I'll catch you on the next one.